Hello everybody, this is Gary. Today is Monday, September 26th. It's 2022, 2:11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York, and this is my Coping with Schizophrenia blog entry for today. Just a quick recap. I saw my psychiatrist on Friday of last week. We increased my Klonopin from 1 milligram a day to 1.5 milligrams per day, which I think will be helpful in keeping me out of the psychiatric emergency room in combination with my other medications. We made no other changes to my medications. We're just going to see how it goes with the extra Klonopin. So I'm taking Klonopin 1/2 milligram 3 times a day for anxiety. And my psychiatrist hopes that it'll also reduce some of my anxiety around my paranoia and delusions. Not that Klonopin's an antipsychotic, it's not, but it might help reduce some of my overall anxiety throughout the day and night. An interesting thing though is since I started Cymbalta last year, I have had very little problems with insomnia. I have occasional insomnia, but it really hasn't been that bad. Cymbalta is an antidepressant, and it's possible that it's helping me sleep better, even though I'm taking it for physical pain. That's why my primary care doctor is prescribing the Cymbalta and not my psychiatrist. Technically speaking, Cymbalta is an antidepressant, but it can also be used for pain management. I'm also taking Neurontin and Flexeril for pain management, as well as Tylenol and Motrin. I'm sticking to my daily schedule today. I went out to the pharmacy to pick up my prescriptions. I did my daily walk and physical therapy exercises. I did my work on my computer. I'm making this video as part of my daily schedule. As far as my psychiatric symptoms go, my auditory hallucinations are pretty much at a bare minimum today. My delusions and paranoia are not that bad. I judge that based on how I feel when I go outside and do things, whether it's going for a walk or running errands or whatever it may be. I can judge how paranoid I am when I'm around other people. I don't live in the best of neighborhoods. I have no complaints about the apartment building I'm living in. It's quiet. There's not a lot of noise, which is different than the apartment I had 2 years ago when I left that apartment. There was a lot of college students in the apartment across the hall from me, and they were always partying, loud music, loud noise, very difficult to be relaxed or stable mentally when there's a constant barrage of noise and music and drinking and confusion. I don't have that at this building. It's fairly quiet, it's fairly safe. I have no complaints about the building, but the neighborhood is not a neighborhood where I would go around wandering downtown Rochester at 9 or 10 o'clock at night after dark. I'm just not that stupid. I don't think that's paranoia. I think that's just the truth of the neighborhood I live in. And in some cases, it could even be dangerous during the day. Rochester has the same problem a lot of cities have. Homeless, mentally ill people who are not getting treated, who can become violent or dangerous, are just simply doing things like panhandling, begging for money, begging for food, that kind of thing. This is the reason I take my medications, so I don't become a homeless beggar, that I can pay my rent, that I can pay my bills, that I can keep my daily schedule, keep my responsibilities. That's why I take my medications, so I don't become homeless. If I go off my medications, it has been my experience that I do become homeless, and I have been homeless 2 or 3 separate occasions, and it's not a pleasant experience, especially with winter approaching. I don't envy anyone who's mentally ill who has to face the outdoors in extreme cold or extreme heat, snow, rain, and all the rest of it. Rochester can get very cold during the winter. We're in the northern part of the United States in New York State. It could be very nasty winters, very hot and humid summers. Right now the weather's kind of mild because it's September. It will get colder as time goes by, and the rain will change to snow. I personally was talking to my psychiatrist. I personally don't like the winter. It makes me more depressed. It aggravates my paranoia and my delusions, and it also aggravates the physical pain in my body, particularly in my right knee, and the arthritis in my back and other joints. Get worse with cold weather, in my mood, paranoia, anxiety, delusions, and hallucinations tend to get worse during the winter. I will be keeping regular contact with my peer support specialist, my therapist, and my psychiatrist.